rolling. We're live. We're here with Alex the Man, Alterna Sales, jumping into real estate. Thanks for coming along, man. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, if you don't know yet, Alex is jumping into real estate. He is a very good footballer, working at Sportsbet at the moment, are you?
Yes, that's supposed to be 10 years this year.
Got a baby on the way?
Baby on the way, marriage, so
Wow.
30th this year, so why not do something else?
Okay. So I'm going to get the burning question out of the way. Who are you playing for this year? We want to know.
It's still up in the air. Don't know if anyone's going to watch this, but yeah, still up in the air. Being at Hellenic training, because obviously captain currently for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no concrete answer yet.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. I reckon everyone would be pretty keen to get your signature though. You got a pretty good rep in town.
Look, I don't like to put myself up, but yeah, that's for the people to say. But yeah, I have played here for a bit and do have a little bit of a name for myself. But
yeah, I remember when I first got here, I played indoor, pretty sure, against you. And I was like, when I first got to Darwin, being from where I was, Brisbane, I was like, man, surely there's not going to be too many good players here. And then I played against you. I was like, oh, he's pretty good, hey? And then I sort of remember watching you in outdoor, and everyone was like, oh yeah, he's one of the better players in Darwin and all that. So, but the thing that struck me with you, man, is you can tell a lot by somebody the way they compete, and you're a really classy player, the way you compete. So when you said to me that you wanted to get into real estate, I was like, jackpot. Mainly because you're a good person, but you're also pretty competitive and very driven, man. So how did it sort of come about? Like, what made you? Obviously, you watch a little bit of our videos and stuff, but what made you want to reach out?
I got into property as in purchasing my first home pretty early, like when I was 21. And during then, obviously, I learned a lot because it was first home purchase. I was very interested in it. Recently, my younger brother reached out to me to help him with it. And sort of I realized I did understand the industry quite a bit, and was passionate about, I'm always passionate about driven. I'm driven and sort of, I like the grind with real estate. I've worked from a very young age. I did brochure delivering when I was like 15. Since I came and sort of shadowed you guys, it's just an industry I'm very passionate and interested in.
Yeah, I think when you first hit me up, man, like when you dropped me a message, I was like, I could see you watched our stuff a fair bit. And, there's a few people I see watching our social media and I let it go, But we're fortunate where the business is at a position now where we can sort of pick and choose, who comes to the team. And when you contacted me, man, I was like really excited because I think everyone I speak to about you thinks you're a genuine human being. And I think that's where it needs to start when it comes to owning a business. Because if everybody knows you and thinks you're a good person, you're going to do pretty well, I reckon. So let's go back, man. You're not from Australia, are you?
No.
Where were you born? Tell us all that sort of.
Born in Hastings, England. So was born, bred there. Moved here with my family when I was 12, so in 2007. Straight to Darwin, which is always the question, why Darwin?
That is true, actually.
But my mum already had her sister here, so we moved here. I did all my middle school, high school here. A lot of my friendship groups have all been through school and stuff. I feel like I have sort of a community through soccer, through works. I've had a few jobs over the years. So, and have played pretty much football since I was 5. Soccer, I should say Football England, but I'll call it soccer now. I'm an Australian citizen, so Aussie.
What was the standard like though? So you played since you're 5 and you got here when you were 12.
Yeah.
So was there a big standard sort of difference, like from where you're playing to here?
It's hard to tell just because I was so young, but there's a lot more opportunities there. Like when you're playing a local game, there's scouts I had like Chelsea scouts, Brighton, a few trials and stuff.
Really?
But I was moving, so I didn't get any opportunities. But there's a lot of opportunities there, and the standard, like you're coming up against people where they're getting picked for rep sides of like thousands, hundreds of thousands. Up here, obviously a bit different. If you're going to play for NT, there's only 30 people that try for 15 positions. So.
Slim pickings.
1
or 2.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't really get an idea of standard, but I have played across different areas in Australia and overseas. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I always wonder that because I remember when I was a young kid, what turned me off football is I thought I was pretty good. And then I actually played people who were okay and they were way better than me. So when I played against people, like even when growing up when I was 16 or 17, I'd play, especially when I was 16, 17, coming into Premier League, I would play against someone from England or wherever.
Yeah.
They would come into the team and they would like not even be trying and be carving me up. So it's just like the standard is like worlds away from what we have here, right?
Yeah, I think it's sort of, it goes all the way to like the national stage. If you see Australia and the World Cup and all that, the other teams do have like a lot on them. So I think, Australia's got a big gap there. But I think there's a lot of different things happening behind the scenes that is helping. But there's a bit of a, like you said, a difference when you come up against players from down south compared to Darwin, overseas compared to Australia. So
for sure. So there's a lot that I think can be transferred from being a football player and into real estate. Real estate's quite a competitive environment, but it also is an environment that if you can be pretty, I think, grounded and be a little bit more of a human being rather than like a salesperson, like a bit more advisory than selling. I think you'll do really well, which is I think where you sort of stand, man. So what's sort of your goals over it's a bit hard because you've only just got into the industry, but over the next couple of years, what are you sort of hoping to achieve? Obviously you want to be a dad, want to be the best partner you can be, but work-wise, what are you setting yourself over the next couple of years?
Yes, obviously got a bit to juggle this year, but I like goals and I like having, if some people might think it's silly or there's too much going on, I see that as like an opportunity to prove people wrong. But I look, first of all, want to sort of grow the social media. I think start there and then sort of, let people know that I'm in the industry. And I think, like you said, I do have a lot of people that know me, so I think that will help. But I've been in the position people are first home buyers, so I think I can resonate with them. And it is a biggest asset that people have, so I understand that. And I think sometimes people get the wrong idea of real estate agents, and I myself have dealt with real estate agents before I obviously knew you guys. But since working alongside and shadowing some of your team, there is definitely people that do it for the right reasons, and I think that's a big thing. People can see right through you from day dot if you're going there for a listing presentation and you're sort of worried about numbers more than the actual transaction. So I think, for me, it's sort of starting the brand early, but for the right reasons, and then I think that will help long term.
Yeah, man, I think you nailed that, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's a long game here. You're not in it just for a quick buck. You're in it to actually be the best at what you do and give people great results. And that was a question that as soon as I sat down with you and you wanted to get into real estate, every part that you told me had nothing to do with money. You were like, I actually want to help people. I want to get good people good results. You really wanted to understand how the industry functioned, like systems and things like that. So a lot of the standard questions that you asked me, a lot of the questions that you asked me weren't standard. Most people that want to get into real estate, they're like, how much can I earn? Which is all good. But I think it's coming from a real good place with you, man. So tell us a little bit about the personal life, man. So you got a little one on the way. How are you feeling about that?
It's getting close now, April. So partner's obviously getting bigger. So it's becoming more and more real. But I guess we obviously have the wedding coming up soon. So I think once that goes out, it will hit in more and hit home more. So we haven't set up the nursery or anything yet. So sort of there's a few different steps that is going to make it hit home a bit more. But I'm excited. My partner and I did go through a bit of fertility problems. So we're really excited and happy for it to come. But other than that, I have worked for a long time in my life. So sports bet, but helping out real estate at the moment. And sport, other than that, I have 2 dogs, 2 staffies, 2 English staffies.
They're causing a ruckus with a bat the other night, apparently.
I came home from work, having dinner, I just hear this noise out the back. I thought the dogs were fighting each other. My partner opened the window. She's like, it's a cat. I was like, oh my God, no. We rushed outside. It was a bat, a wild bat. So they've ticked that off their list. So they've done rat, snake, bat now. So if it comes
they're pretty much hunting dogs now.
They act friendly, apart from if it's the postman. But if they come into the yard, they're pretty protected, which is good.
Yeah, that's what you want with dogs, man, for sure. Like people always say that about dogs. Oh, the dogs bark too much. That's what you want. You want your dog to bark if someone's snooping around.
So
that was a funny story when you told me that, because it was like late at night. You just finished a Saturday with us, and it was like, I know we were chatting, and I didn't hear from you. You're a pretty responsive sort of fella. I didn't hear from you for like 3 hours, and you're like, yeah, man, like I was freaking out. It bit a bat, and then I was like, "Well, is this bat like poisonous
Yeah.
or whatever?" And then like, or whatever, it's got rabies or whatever it's got. Yeah. I ended up they were all right, which is good. So yeah, man. So you got the baby on the way, which is super exciting, man.
Yeah.
I think from everything you've told me, man, you'll be such a good dad, and I think Lydia will be a wonderful mother as well. Even though I haven't spoken to her before, but you speak really nicely about her too. By the way, you're a really nice bloke
Shout
in
out.
that respect. No, it is, man. It's like you can tell a lot by a person from that respect, you know. So I asked you about your partner and your dogs, and they're really important to you. You know, you're really factoring them into your life decisions, and how it's really important that they're part of it and stuff. You know, I think that's really good, man. So let's talk football, man. Who do you go for?
Arsenal. Gunners.
All right. Yeah. Nice.
Grandfather in my family, he was the one that was the soccer/footballer.
Yeah.
So I grew up like staying over at his place, and he'd always have match of the day for anyone that knows that, English people. And yeah, it got me into Arsenal from a very young age, and Thierry Henry was my idol, still is. I just, even though I'm a defender, I was a midfielder, and I sort of looked up to him as just a quality player.
Yeah, he was next level. Hey, he just had so much. It was just charisma, like the way he played the game. It was like beautiful. Hey. Yeah,
it was like an art.
It was. Hey, like we were talking about that goal. I'm not up to date on who the team was or whatever, but how he flicked it up and turned and volleyed whoever that was against. That just doesn't make sense to me. That goal, like in regards to like the body shape, the center of gravity, like all of it just doesn't make sense. Like,
and as a defender, if that happens, you're like, hats off to you. You know,
I just like you've got no chance. Like you could be a bulldog, like chopping at his ankles. He's still going to carve you up. He's going to get around you, you know. So, no, that's cool, man. So, obviously coming into our office and seeing how our office operates and things. What's your feel around real estate? Like, did you think it was what it is until you got into it, or what do you?
It's, I guess, exceeded my expectations. Like, as I said, I dealt with a few real estate agents when I was purchasing, and a lot of them didn't get back to me. And then just seeing sort of the systems that Freedom have in your office, and more so like just the got your back mentality with the agents, sort of like everyone works as a team. And I guess coming from football, soccer, that's sort of, you are a team and you're versing another team. I see that sort of in real estate as well, and that's what sort of you're trying to create in the office, is that it's a team and that you shouldn't be fighting for listings. Everyone's doing it for the right reason. And just I guess just grabbing someone on a listing if they're not involved in it. It's just, it's low ego, and it's awesome. It just creates an atmosphere where you want to be in the office and you want to work together instead of against each other.
So true, eh? Like that was the main thing when I looked to start an office, is that I wanted it to be like like I don't know if you had this at school or maybe football. You had that feeling where you just can't wait to get there. Like I remember when I used to train for soccer, or I'd have a game, like I couldn't sleep the night before because I'd be so excited, you know. I think that's how life needs to be. Like I think excitement is the feeling that you need to create, and I want to create that in most areas of my life. And with the office, I want to create that. So the first thing I look for in an agent is, number one, no ego. You know, so like what car do they drive? I know this seems crazy, but what car do they drive? Where do they shop? What's important to them? When you started talking to me about your money decisions around property, you're really, really smart with your money. So I was like, this guy's got it, you know. So it's all of those things that I look at, because that type of personality is going to do well in our type of environment. Whereas someone who's maybe all about themselves and dog eat dog mentality, they'd really struggle in our environment, because it's really like, when a listing comes into the office, it's everyone's listing. It's not just, I'm not just, for instance, you don't know how it's structured, but it's structured in most other offices that if you meet a buyer and you have and another agent has a listing, if you introduce the buyer to that property, you've got to take a fee for that property. It just makes no sense. And it creates an environment where everyone has their own buyers, everyone has their own sellers, and there's no communication. Whereas what I think it should be is, the larger the brand grows, the more communication there should be between the different agents, because if you've got a database of say 2,000 buyers and all the agents are helping buyers find the right properties, your vendors are going to get better prices. So, and it'll always come around anyway. So if we say, okay, we commit this region to you, and whatever I list you're going to be on the back of, you don't care about giving a buyer to Steph for a rural property, because it's going to come back to your region, and you're more focused on getting the vendor a better result than actually getting your commission. And that's the environment we're trying to create, which isn't very common in the real estate
Yeah.
industry. So
Yeah.
it's I think it's really important that we protect that with each other.
Yeah.
You know, like you've got a nice vibe. Obviously, Steph said a lot about you. She said you're a bit of a gun. You got that in common anyway. That sort of, you know, but the rest of the office is got a good vibe for you as well. Like all the people that have met you so far. So
100%.
I think you'll absolutely kill it, man. So, what's Lydia's thoughts on all of it? Like, I always try and talk to my partner about stuff and see what her thoughts are. Like, how's she feeling about it?
She's very supportive. So when I told her about it, she was just like, "Go for it." And she's backed me, and she said she wants to help where she can. So
good.
it always helps when you have a partner like that.
Yeah.
Sort of instead of, I guess they could sit there on the fence. They might have some ifs and doubts, but they don't say it. So you sort of you keep your mentality strong. But she's very supportive and keen as well. I talk about it probably most afternoons. Probably annoy her. I come home from work and I'm just like, because I found when I learn something, if I explain it, I understand it better. So I might chew her ear off, but but if I say it, I've sort of like, then I know I understand it rather than just listening.
Yeah. It's good with you, man. The reason, one of the things I really like about you is like how consistent you are. So like, from as soon as you messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting into real estate," you've texted me like every day with like all these different, which I love, man. Because my partner hates it about me, but if someone wants to talk real estate, I'm always down.
Yeah.
I could be like just about to get into bed, and someone ask me about real estate, I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll talk to you about real estate. It's my favorite," you know. So like, you just keep hitting me like I remember. You know, it's like your first day and like you did all this research into your Instagram, social media, how you're going to structure that. We built like a spreadsheet around your KPIs and you're like remember that we did that little spreadsheet, which mine compared to yours was like horrendous. Showed me up a little bit there, bro. Come on.
Excel skills coming in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, this is how you set your KPIs. And like that day you went and built a whole spreadsheet around your business. So it's like all that stuff that, you know, that I love. But it's good to have a supportive partner, man. Like I think, you know, I don't think people put enough emphasis on that. Like, it's really important that the person that you come home to every day that you're building this for is on board, and they're, you know, you almost make them part of it. That's what I did with my partner. Is like she got on social media, and she started managing the social media, and it made her feel part of the company rather than you just going out, you know, 13 hours a day trying to make a buck. So I think that's like really important, man, to involve her in it.
Yeah,
so.
That was part of the reason I went Turner Sales at Alex Sales, because she's about to be a Turner, so involve her in it.
Hey,
so
okay.
Insight.
Yeah. There was a few names that I sent to you I thought were pretty good. That was like a bit of a play on words with us, like Turner Gunner or something like that.
Gunner Realty or something like that.
Yeah. So I was like, there's a few there. I'm like, but I think only the football people would probably understand that. Yeah.
Exactly.
If I just saw that like gun or something, I'd be like, oh,
is he trying to say he's a gun?
Like, what are we talking about here? You know, so we've got a few agents down in Brisbane as well. There's a pretty big football sort of culture down there.
Yeah.
And I've been speaking to Arjun and a couple of agents down there, and I want to do a running race. So Arjun's got us for speed at the moment. He only just beat me by about 10 metres. So he only just got me. Only just by about 10.
It was the footwear.
Yeah, it was, I think, you know, whatever, he pushed me out of the way at the start or something.
He cheated?
Yeah, I think he cheated. You know, so there might be an opportunity for you to represent the NT in a running race. So I'm just seeing, would you be keen on something like that?
100%.
Ooh.
If I don't go for it, I'll train for it.
I reckon you'll get him, to be honest.
Depends, maybe. I don't know. Is he a quick? Is he over the first like 15?
No, he's got top end.
Yeah.
He's a real good top end. Yeah.
Because I'm more of a beep test kind of stamina guy. Like long distance.
Yeah. So we're talking 100?
200?
200? Yeah, righto. I wasn't anywhere close to him. He was talking to me as he was running away from me.
Yeah. Do you back yourself now though?
Nah.
Gym?
No, I thought at the start, because we play touch and it's usually over like 10 metres you need to burn someone, and I was okay over 10, you know. But I'm like, I didn't know whether I had the legs for
60.
Even 60 stuff all, isn't it? You know, but when we started, I think maybe I just got the jump on him a little bit. Maybe I jumped the gun a little, and I had maybe 2 or 3 metres on him, and then we got to about 30, I reckon, and he just like cruised. He's just nothing, But we've also got this other guy, Lukey, down there. You've seen the videos that we help him out with. He's keen to do a sprint as well. So
I saw he plays soccer too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He's centre back as well.
There's plenty of centre backs.
Yeah.
We're all centre backs by position, but we're a forward by
in our brain,
our
we're-
brains.
our mindsets were up
Indoor
front.
and 7-a-side,
Well,
forward.
yeah, we did play together in the what was it? The
Refugee World Cup, I think.
yeah, and we took it out. So,
Reading
and I think
goal.
you were top goal scorer, and you were player of the tournament too, were you? Was that you?
I think it was either player of the tournament or top goals, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. From defence.
Yeah, he was playing centre back with me. Yeah, that was a good tournament, man. Eh?
I think that's when I formally met you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd heard about you. I think I followed you, but then I formally met you there because we were playing alongside each other.
Yeah.
I think that's when I properly started to watch the videos and everything after that.
Yeah.
I sort of put a name to a face and
Yeah.
sort of liked what you were about.
Is that sort of what got you interested a little bit? Was
Yeah.
it us, or were you always sort of thinking real estate?
Like early before, like probably 10 years ago, I thought real estate, and then I didn't. And then I think from when I met you at the soccer tournament, I started, because I had you on socials, I was already thinking about it. And then it took me a while to put the message on Instagram, but then I kept going to and I didn't. And then,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I did. I think it was one video I watched, one of your podcasts, I think it was with Arjun, and then Arjun was new, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keen.
Man, I think it's like real estate's one of those things, like there's not much upfront cost, so the only thing you're going to lose is time, you know?
Yeah.
So I think if you give it a crack for a year, which I honestly think, people who, the hardest thing about real estate is not about who you know, it's who knows you
Yeah.
and what their opinion is of you. So if their opinion of you is that you're a genuine, trusting sort of person, it's like really, really hard to stuff it up.
Yeah.
Like everyone just needs to know you're doing real estate,
Yeah.
and eventually your friends will, either it's your friends or a friend of a friend will call you,
Yeah.
and you'll just get going like that. So Rach is a great example of that. Like Rach, she's only just started her first month, and she's got like multiple people contacting her. She's really good with the calls as well. So if you stay on top with your calls, like you can't. And that's the other thing, being at Sportsbet, like you've learned phone etiquette,
Cool sounding experience.
how to be
yeah.
calm, like when things are going wrong on the phone.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk on the phone, and we throw you in the deep end a little bit, and you're just cruising. You're like, oh yeah, you know, it's pretty
That's helpful.
straightforward.
That's
Yeah.
helpful for sure, yeah.
I reckon that helps big time, man, big time. So yeah, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you
worries.
sort of telling us your story and all that. And I just, man, I'm like really, I'm like super excited to see where you take this, man. I'm like real proud to have you part of the business, and yeah, can't wait to see you kill it.
No worries. And those that are still here, thanks for watching.
Yep.